Myra.
Okay, so you want to do it from the front, from the top, okay?
Max.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. We come to this sacred space, made more sacred in this moment by the presence and attention of each and every one of us. I now invite friends in the sanctuary to turn towards the camera near the welcoming congregation banner and offer your greetings to our at-home friends. And at this time, children are invited to leave your grown-ups and meet Sam at the back of the sanctuary to prepare for the flower processional we'll have today. And for those in the sanctuary, let's take a moment, turn and greet one another. Say hi. Good morning. Okay. Thank you. So welcome to the Winchester Unitarian Society. My name is Jean McClurkin. I am the worship associate this morning. We have Seth out sick today, so we have the flower processional. We have a lot going on. And I have a few announcements. So this morning, first we'd like to say Happy Pride. Right? Yay! Happy Pride. So Winchester Pride is this Tuesday, June 10th. Wussy G will have 2 tables at the event, and if you'd like to walk with Winchester Unitarian Society, they're going to meet on the terrace at 4:30 p.m. That's Tuesday the 10th this week. But Pride's all month, so happy Pride. Second announcement is we have summer services starting next Sunday, which means services will start at 10 a.m., not 10:30. Remember that, 10 a.m. That might come up again. Third, I also wanted to say that I'm going to be inviting Fritzy up to talk about the rummage sale and do some announcements there. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, a round of applause is well-deserved for everyone who's helped already, and a great day yesterday. We've already gone over $20,000. And today we have a little bit more rummage sale. So I did send an email out to all volunteers this morning, but I'm guessing not everyone reads their email. So notes about today's schedule are posted around the kitchen and pantry area, but just to note that the doors open to the public at 12:30 until 3. Prior to that, those of you that are here can shop, and in your order of service is one of our tickets. Please bring that with you downstairs. Today is, excuse me, half price day, so shop till you drop. But the doors open at 12:30, so if you are a volunteer, please make sure you're in place and ready to go for 12:30. The doors will close to the public at 3. Let's make sure we attend to all our guest shoppers, and then once they are done, whatever's left you can take. And then we'll be having Restoration Project in at 4 p.m., and they're going to take anything that they want. Then we pack everything else that's left, and then we clean up. So Cleanup guidelines are downstairs. Any helpers that can join us, that would be welcome. And we will have some follow-up on the rummage sale via email, so keep your eyes peeled for some of those emails coming out later. Thank you so much. It rained part of the day, but we still had an awesome day. Things have been so organized. We've gotten lots of compliments about this being the most organized, fun, well-run, happy people rummage sale that people have attended. So, yay. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Fritzy. Huge thank you to Fritzy. Huge. And all the people that work there. All the people. Okay. And Donna. There were so many people there helping out. So today is a special service, the annual flower ceremony. If you forgot to bring a flower today, no worries, right? When it comes time for that part of the service, you can choose your flower. There are plenty to go around. Also, question for us all. What do we think? Is the summer services starting next week? What time of day? Good job, everybody. I told you that might come back. Good job. So now, let us open our hearts and minds to the spirit of worship.
I'm Brenna Mayer. I'm standing in for Seth this morning for our invocation. This is a response invocation, so I will say the words, but the words that the congregation will speak is "We Speak the Language of Love." This is "We Speak the Language of Love" by Erica Hewitt. We arrive from many different experiences and backgrounds. Some of us have trouble speaking. Others are so young that they're still learning to talk. Some of us speak English as a second language, and others of us can speak several foreign languages. All of us share this in common. We speak the language of love. In the moments before worship begins, and again when we return to the service of life, we greet one another with kind words. We chat about the days behind us and days to come, and we speak the language of love. We lift our voices in song, not to sing perfectly or in tune, but to hear and feel our voices from a life-giving sound. And we speak the language of love. We form a web of compassionate listening when individuals among us, embodying vulnerability, name the fears that grip their hearts, the joys that buoy their spirits. We speak the language of love. At times, our voices clash. We disagree. Tension enters our voices as we make room for different beliefs, different opinions, different perspectives. Through it all, it's our intention that we speak the language of love. In this congregation, we welcome a multiplicity of truths and invite them to be named out loud. We prophesy, summoning the age when justice and peace will be evident all around us, and we speak the language of love. Let us worship together, making room for one another as whole beings, tender hearts, hungry spirits, and curious minds. With our actions and with our words, let us speak the language of love.
Good morning. My name is Maya Bastian, and I invite Cora McVeigh to light our chalice this morning. I have always had friends with whom I share similarities, but for the most part, we are different, whether this be based on our music taste or a fundamental aspect of our identities. Coexisting with distinct, even opposite opinions is such a common theme among my friends and I that diversity has become something I like to see in a friend group, as diversity allows us to enrich one another in our own ways. What I haven't always been aware of, perhaps because I've taken it for granted, is the room that has constantly been made for me by others. Just this week, my friend sacrificed an hour, which she could have been using to write her essay, so she could help me 3D print a keychain. This smaller space she created for me emerged from the larger space she had originally made, so I could become her friend, despite my crazy personality. This week's theme has really made me think about examples like this, and quite frankly, whenever I think about all my friends have done for me, It is astonishing. For all these years, my friends have been taking me in, not expecting me to change, and giving me my own place to exist among their different personalities. I think I would be struggling a lot more right now if it weren't for them, and so I will continuously make space for others as they have done for me. Now please rise and join us in singing Seed of Hope. The words are in your order of service.
Wowee. Thank you, John. I invite all those who are young and young at heart to come forward for a story. Come on up, everybody. Jean will say your name next time. All right, so this morning I want to share with you one of my favorite stories from our Spirit Play stories. So if you're a kid who is or has been in Spirit Play, you might recognize this story. It's a story about a boy called Matsuo. One morning, Matsuo and his father went out to their field to clear it of weeds so that they could begin planting their garden. As he went to his end of the garden with his hoe, Mitsuo thought, it's going to be a long, long day. Mitsuo, have you started to clear the weeds? His father called. Mitsuo shouted back, I have begun, father. As he began to work, he raised his hoe over and over, sinking it into the dirt to chop up the weeds. Then suddenly, a sparkle caught his eye. He dropped his hoe and knelt down to find a beautiful spider web with a spider right in the middle. The dew had caught on the web's threads, and each drop shone like a little sun. Mitsuo, are you working? Called his father. Yes, father, I am working. I am cutting the weeds, Mitsuo called back as he grabbed his hoe and started to work again. But he carefully worked around the spider's plant, leaving it standing in the dirt by itself. One weed cannot matter, Mitsuo said, and I would like to see 100 suns every morning. Mitsuo worked hard, and his hoe rose and fell, rose and fell. Then he heard a loud croak. Mitsuo stopped and listened. He heard nothing and raised his hoe again, but then croak. I think I hear a frog, but how can that be? Thought Mitsuo. There is no pond here, and frogs need water to live. Croak. This time, Mitsuo used his hoe to push some large weeds out of the way so that he could see what was hidden beneath. And there he found a puddle of water just big enough for a little frog. And in the middle of the puddle, he could see the big eyes of the frog staring at him. Croak. Frog, you are in the middle of our vegetable garden. If you stay there, there will not be enough room for our vegetables to grow, said Mitsuo. And what did the frog say? Right. Of course, said Mitsuo, if I do not eat carrots on every Tuesday, we would not need to plant so many. Then there would be room for your puddle frog. So Mitsuo carefully worked around the weeds, leaving enough to hide the puddle where the frog was. Mitsuo, called his father. Yes, father, I am working. Mitsuo's hoe went up and down as he worked hard for a long time. When he stopped to rest, he noticed some weeds had flowers on them, all over, growing all over. And over the flowers, there was a sound of bees. Bzz. Can you make the sound of bees? Bzz. I cannot cut the flowers now, Mitsuo thought. The bees must have nectar to make their honey. It wouldn't be good for my family to go without honey this winter. I must leave the flowers for the bees. And so that there will be enough land for our vegetables to grow, I will give up broccoli on Wednesdays. Mitsuo, called his father. I am working. And he was. Mitsuo pretended he was a machine, cutting through the weeds, leaving rows of rich brown earth for the vegetables. But what machine wouldn't notice the beautiful butterfly that had just emerged from its chrysalis onto a branch of another weed? Mitsuo watched as the butterfly unfolded its wings to let them dry in the warm sunlight. He saw the colors of its wings glowing in the sun. This is such a beautiful butterfly. I cannot chop down the weed it is resting on just now. I will leave it be, but I must work even harder than before so we will have enough space in the garden. And I will give up spinach on Thursdays. Mitsuo. Yes, I am working. But as he worked, he heard a soft chirping. Can you do a soft chirping? Beep, 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 beep. He stopped again and listened carefully. He looked hard, and there in the grass, at the base of another big weed, was a tiny nest with a tiny speckled bird sitting on its eggs. I will not hurt you or your eggs, little bird. You stay safe and raise your babies. I will chop around you, and your nest will give up, and your nest, and I will give up corn on Fridays. Mitsuo, I am working, father. Mitsuo, come, it is time for lunch, called his father. Mitsuo was always ready to eat. He put the hoe over his shoulder and started to leave the field. But before he left, he turned once to look at all the work he had done. There was the weed with the spider's web sparkling in the sunlight. There was the puddle that was home for the little frog. What's the little frog say? There were the pretty flowers where the bees gathered nectar for their honey. There was the butterfly sparkling and new. And there was the bird in the nest with her eggs. Mitsuo nodded his head and thought to himself, it was a good morning's work. A good morning's work indeed. What do you think? Was that a good morning's work? Yeah. All right. Now, I invite you all to go back to your grown-ups, and we are going to do our kindling of the light.
At this time, I invite us to join in our ritual of kindling the light, where you will have the opportunity to reflect on the words of the service thus far, your week as it has been, feel grounded by our music, feel lifted by our light. After the kindling of the light, we'll join in a moment of shared silence, out of which we will join in our hymn, centering hymn number 64 in the gray hymnal. Will give us pleasure in the flowers today. At this time, you're welcome to come forward and light a candle in recognition of a joy or sorrow or concern you hold within. Those attending by live stream are invited to light a candle at home. For those in the sanctuary, if you'd like a candle brought to you, please raise your hand and I will come around with a tray of candles. Thanks. I now invite Ira Spencer and Alice Levering up for shared stories. Thank you.
I have a friend that's autistic. Once I saw him looking pretty lonely, so I invited him to my birthday party. He had a great time, and we were closer ever since. The end.
I have been taking gymnastics classes since I was 3. This year, there is a girl in my gymnastics class that doesn't have the same body type or the same abilities as the rest of the class, but they put her in the more advanced class just because of her age. The other girls, well, they ignore her and they get mad when she slows down the rest of the class. But if you take time to get to know her, she's really nice. She's nice to everyone, even the people who are rude to her. So I took the time to get to know her and try to go out of my way to cheer her on and make her feel included. Even though it may be a simple skill for the rest of the class, she was so happy the other day when she could do a round off, and it felt good to celebrate her success with her.
Thank you. Good job. So today, because Reverend Seth is out sick, we're going to move forward from the second reflection, taking a moment to send good wishes for him. And I'm going to go straight into one of our next rituals, which is the offertory. Everyone's favorite. So when we contribute to the offering, we make a practical investment in the ongoing thriving of a faith community. The Winchester Unitarian Society cannot pay the electric bill or our staff or our live stream technology without this financial support. We have a long-standing practice of committing 1/2 of our Sunday collection to organizations living out Unitarian Universalist values in the wider world. Today, we are sharing the plate this month with the House of Peace. Since its inception in 1990, the House of Peace has welcomed more than 500 refugees from more than 30 countries, including Haiti, El Salvador, Vietnam, Cuba, Ethiopia, Eritrea, the former Yugoslavia, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq, Somalia, Sudan, the Congo, and Syria. Most recently, their work has focused on children from war-ravaged countries seeking surgeries and other medical care in Boston area hospitals for severe burns, amputations, and other critical war-related injuries and illnesses. At the heart of their work with refugees is companionship with people with disabilities who live at the House of Peace. Here are the different ways you can donate to the Winchester Unitarian Society and House of Peace. Those attending by live stream will soon see the information about how to give. The details are in the order of service. Everybody else. The offering will now be generously given and gratefully received. Thank you. should probably okay. Those who wish to do so may join me in reading together the affirmation of shared ministry. We gather not for ourselves alone, but to use our common power to build the beloved community within and beyond these walls. We create and reaffirm this covenant this day to make justice flourish, to practice compassion amidst difference, and to embody transformative love. I now invite Madeline Blaine and Max Mulder up for shared stories.
Hi, my name is Madeline. Last year I changed schools really late in the year and I didn't know anyone. I was the only new kid, but everyone was so friendly and invited me to play, and I made friends quickly, great friends. Now I always do the same for visitors and new students.
Hi, my name is Max. Last year when I was in 3rd grade, I was playing soccer with my friends during recess. Only boys played soccer every day. One day a girl wanted to play. All my friends said, "No, you can't play." I said, "It's okay, you can play." And she played. She did great. I think girls can do anything that boys can do.
Great job, guys. Thank you. We have now come to the time in our service when you are welcome to come forward and select a flower different than what you brought. You may select a flower from any of these up front. You may also raise your hand if you would like a bouquet brought to you. Let us now exchange our flowers. All right, now please raise your flowers in the air and wave them as we celebrate our joyful and beloved community together. Yay. Now please rise as you are able and sing hymn number 1028, Fire of Commitments. Live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within. And as we go forth, may we hold fast to the truth. We are surrounded by beauty. We are strengthened by love. And no matter where our paths take us, we do not go alone. Go in peace. Amen.
Please join me in reciting together the words for extinguishing our chalice that are printed in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Well, our service has ended. Please go in peace and join us for coffee, conversation, and enjoy your flowers, right? Woohoo! And the rummage sale. Go to the rummage sale. Go to the rummage sale. And Sunday services next week. Happy Pride, all of the things. Okay, thank you.